Hey everybody, it's Jamie. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky. The things I'm using as a tripod tonight are not very stable. Anyways, I'm filming at night, as I said, tonight, because I had plans to do today, so I didn't have time to film earlier. And I know it seems like I wear a lot of the same black shirt, but I don't wear the same black shirt. I have multiple black t-shirts and tank tops that I wear, so this is not the same one as wearing in the last video. But this week is strategy week, so we were talking about tragedy. Tressa did her video yesterday on her uncle, if you want to go and check that out. But this one is about my aunt, and this kind of ties in with some other deaths that happened in the family because they were pretty much back to back. It was my aunt Brooke in 2008, my uncle David in 2009, my brother was born in August of 2009, and then my uncle Bo died the beginning of summer 2010. This is pretty difficult to talk about. I'm gonna try not to cry because it hurts a lot to put it in that term. But it was December of 2008. I was 8. Didn't really understand anything about death because I'd only had one previous death that we didn't really talk about in the family, and that's when I was 3 because it happened in 2003. I was 3, and that was my grandfather on my dad's side. And then the big death happened. I was, getting ready for school. I don't know whether my mom was on the phone or not. I don't really remember that much from that morning because the morning's kind of blurry, but I know that I got up, got ready for school with my sisters. My brother wasn't born yet, as I had said. It was just us 3. And I was getting ready for school, had just got done brushing my teeth, and then I walk into the living room. My mom looked kind of upset, and she was like, you guys should sit down. I have some stuff to tell you. And then she told me that my aunt, Brooke, had passed away. She didn't tell us how, but later on I did find out that it was suicide. Didn't really know what it was. That's why my mom didn't tell me or my sisters, because my little sister is younger than me, and my older sister is only 2 years older than me. So if I'm 8, she's 10, and my little sister's she turned 7, and then this was a month before I turned 9. It was right before Christmas, right before my birthday, right before New Year's, and it was just such a hard time. And she was a mom, so she left her daughter, which is my cousin, and I don't really know why she did it. I never asked. I never wanted to know, so I never asked. It's hard today, as in 8 years later, to talk about it because it's not something that gets brought up very much. It wasn't something that got brought up back then. It's something you didn't really ask questions about. Basically, it was a death in the family, and that's just how it went. I didn't get to go to the funeral. I did have to go to school the morning I found out. I found out the Monday, the morning. I think that's when they found her and pronounced her dead, was Monday morning, and then my mom got a call, and she told us. So basically, it was a blur, and I kind of started crying immediately when she was like, your Aunt Brooke died, and then I kind of zoned everything out, and I was like, this isn't true, and then it hit me, she's not lying, and it was just kind of like a punch to the gut for an 8-year-old to find out that a family member died, and for them not to have that much experience with death, not to have that much experience with knowing how to deal with emotion, and I didn't know what questions to ask. I just let it go. Because what questions do you ask as a young kid who just lost a family member and you don't understand what happened? You just got told that they passed away. So I didn't know. Like I said, I don't really know why she did it. Don't want to. I also mentioned I didn't know what suicide was. I know what suicide is now, of course. I'm a lot older. I'm 8 years older. And it's something like every year on her death date, I still see the Facebook posts from family. I don't post anything, mainly because I just kind of keep low on that day. And not a lot of my friends in high school know what that date is. Of course, they will now if they watch this, but they didn't, they just know that if it's on a weekday and they see me, or if it's on a weekend and they see me, I'm quiet, I'm kind of zoned out, because that's the day I kind of take as Remembrance Day. I don't really like talking to people about it, so I don't bring it up much. But this week was Tragedy Week, so I brought it up. And then it got even harder the next summer because I was just now finding stable bearings and getting over what had happened. Because I had found out she committed suicide a few months and I was still getting over the fact that she did. And then my uncle David dies. Not even a year later, it was that summer after my aunt died. It was literally like 7 months later. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, why? Why was that happening? And it kind of sucked because, of course, I was 9 then, kind of understood what death was. And we got promised we were going to be able to say goodbye, but my mom didn't know when that goodbye was going to happen. She didn't know he was going to die, but it had turned out it was too late. So, that sucked. But I didn't cry because I was pretty numb. I had just lost 2 family members within a year. And my brother was going to be born soon. And, it was 2 deaths and a birth within a year of all of this happening. And I'm like, it's a lot to cope with. As old as I would say I'm pretty mature. I was pretty mature at that age. But as a young teenager, when 2 other people got lost, I was a young preteen. But as a teenager now, I understand death better, and I haven't lost anybody for a few years, but, it was back to back to back, pretty much, with the deaths in the family. So it was my aunt, my uncle, my brother being born, then another uncle. So it's like, within 3 years' time, I lost 3 people, but I got a brother. I'm thankful for my brother. I love him to death. You'll see him in some videos later on. But the thing is that I was pretty numb because I just got told another person in my family died. But I knew why, so it was easier. It was pretty much his health was really bad, so he passed away. And I ended up moving into the house that he passed away in. So I was right across the street from my grandparents, but I remember that I didn't cry until the funeral because it didn't hit me till the funeral that I could lose 2 people in a year. So I didn't know exactly how to deal with it. So I kind of did it the way I felt was good for me. And I kept my emotions bottled up. And then I went to the funeral and I cried my eyes out. But I didn't cry until I went to the coffin. I actually seen him there, and that's when it hit me. This is real. And then my brother was born that August, and he's 6 now. He didn't get to meet my Uncle David, and he didn't get to meet my Aunt Brooke, but he did get to meet my Uncle Bo. I think my Uncle Bo died when Thomas was about 6 months old, so I was 10. I was another year older, and I lost my Uncle Bo. And it's just like, really, what's going on? And I was super close with him too. Every time I went over to his house, I was talking to him about books. He was the person that I could talk geek with, pretty much. And we were over at his house all the time because they lived close to us, close to where we lived. They lived about 15-20 minutes away. So we were over there a lot during the summer swimming and stuff. And he was the person that I talked about everything with. I had found another person to confide in other than my aunt and my uncle. So, it hurts a lot to lose people, but I kind of wanted to touch on the suicide subject with my aunt. If you are feeling suicidal, get help, speak out, tell somebody, so that there are places you can call if you don't feel comfortable talking to a family member, and they'll help you get help. Or you can just talk to a teacher, a friend at school. Just get somebody. So talk to the nurse at your school, or do something, but don't do things that are gonna hurt you. Like I did. I resorted to things I shouldn't have, and I regret it. But just get help, and know that it sucks going through it alone, because I kind of went through it alone for a really long time. But basically, you just need to get help, talk to somebody, because you're important and people love you. And me and Tressa love you as viewers and subscribers. I may not know all of you, but we do. We love you so much, and we would hate to hear news that one of our subscribers is hurting themselves or anything. And you can even talk to us in the comments below. Sooner or later, I might put my Snapchat information down in the description box, or my cake, or create another cake to where you guys can just comment and talk to me about whatever you guys need to talk about. But basically, that's it. It's kind of a long video this week, but main channel video is going up tomorrow, and next week's theme is top 10 songs, which is basically our favorite songs. So I'm going to see you next week. Bye. I love you. Have a good week, and I will see you next Saturday. Be safe and stay loved. Bye.